Is this your eyebrow down below here? And you want it to look like maybe the middle or the top area? You definitely want to stick around, and I'm going to show you how to get that brow shape. Hey everybody, it's Jasmine, your brow expert. Am I your brow expert? Well, I hope to be. And I hope that you're passing these videos along to anyone that can use these brow tips. This one's real special because I don't think I've done many, or if at all, the brow shapes that are thin, that it's okay to have thinner eyebrows, right? So you definitely want to pass this along with anyone that does have thin eyebrows, that are struggling with it but like their brow shape, right? And this is great for anyone that is maturing, that wants a brow lift as well. So please stick around and let's get to the model. So the brows are pretty thin, right? The ends, it goes pretty far down. She likes a brow lift, which I could understand. And that's why she likes her brows to be very thin. We compromise here when I shape her eyebrows. I try not to go too thin. But you're gonna see how much of that space right there. So when you look at it head on, it looks like it makes sense. When you look at the side, that's how much skin there is. And naturally, she's meant to have it lower. And you can see how uneven the brows are, right? We all had uneven eyebrows, and she's pretty young. So that's something that I think you just want to tweak a little, but don't try to change it too much because then it makes the face look funny. You got to work with what you have, what God gave you. So this is why she likes the brows thin, and this is why we're going to compromise and just do it a tiny bit. So, and you know what? Make that outline on the outside, see if it makes sense for you. So the brows are shaped. It's a little bit more even down below here. It's not so circular and doesn't go too far down. She loves her brow shape. She loves it thin like this. And the ends, and you can see the before, how thin it already is anyway. And the focus with the Brow Wiz pencil is just really out there, above her natural brow line, just like I showed you earlier, but not exaggerating it. Just right above the brow line, but a shy above. This is the most important area, right over here in that pocket that I just worked on. Because this is where some of our eyebrows start dipping. As we age, this temple area starts receding. So it just goes lower and lower. And the brow ends may not necessarily be too long or it drags down too low. It's just that the skin may recede right here. Down below here is also important as you're seeing me do this, because right here, if we add a little bit more color or weight, it kind of gives it the bottom area, especially if you're Caucasian and you want that three-dimensional, you're not Asian like myself, you need that ski slope down below. You need it to go down here this way so that the arch goes a little higher. It gives that illusion, which is why you always want this to be a little bit heavier. You don't want that circular look down below. So you want that and out here. So up in the front, you notice that I'm holding the pencil sideways. It's all about the sideways, right? You guys know that by now, right? Because when you're doing this, you apply less pressure. You don't need to go back and forth, and you don't need to do the front first. You can if you want, as long as you're mindful as to the pressure. So by holding it this way and just doing these little short little angle lines, you ensure that the color goes on there, but it's not so heavy. So right this way, and that's all you need to do. Sorry, I know that the nail polish is a little distracting, so please forgive me. But it's beautiful, right? Anyway, so let's do the other side. The other side really swoops straight down. You can see from the before, meaning it's straight this way. I'm focusing extra color right at that pocket outside here, just because it just slants straight down. And when I say focus, I'm just doing a tiny little dome. You can't really see it right here head on, but there is a lot more extra color going outside here. And you know what? I actually do that for myself. I go further out here. You can still see the difference on me, whereas this one goes out. That's also partly because my skin, my muscle goes out here, whereas this side goes further down. I don't try to change it too much. There is a little struggle, that's what I meant to say, but not much, because I don't want it to look too funny with the face. So just a little bit. The highlighter, which you guys see me use all the time, will add that lift. Okay, so that's why this is for anyone with a brow lift as well. It'll just brighten it up, as you can see right here. Beautiful before and after. Yes, it's much thinner. It's okay to have it thin sometimes, as long as there's a balance, right? You notice that the balance is down below here, underneath. It's so crucial that you see that balance down below. that's not so circular. Because when you have thin brows like this and you remove a lot of hair up in the front, we tend to leave a lot up right up in the front, and then you start tweezing out here because we think we're going to get that arch when you just get this kind of this look, right? And this is not bad. Like I said, for all of you that want thin eyebrows, like thin eyebrows, as long as you have a little bit of balance and put some color right here. Look at me, right here, bottom pocket, and go out here, so that way you get this kind of lift. That's the most important thing. The middle part, it looks, that's the shape that I prefer to have. And there, how I did that was, and you notice it's still coming out here. That's the most important area. I actually did this with the digital brow, like digitally. I add a color there with her photograph. So it's a lot fuller. She would have to obviously put still makeup on there. I mean, just looking at the before, you clearly see that there still needs some makeup to make that adjustment, but it's fuller, it's wider, and it's not as lifted as the after, right? So that's something you might want to consider, but it's okay to have thin eyebrows. So like I said, I don't think I've done a video with thin eyebrows, right? And there are so many of you guys that have thin eyebrows, and you might just get tired of seeing all these videos and social media posts about like full brows, fluffy brows, and you're like, I don't have that. Well, then this is definitely your video, and so many of us know people with thin brows as well. So please pass along this video to let them know, you know what? It's okay to have thin eyebrows. You obviously just, I think what we're trying to get away from is thin and circular, kind of like a McDonald's type of circular thin eyebrows. It's all about balance, but it's okay to have thin eyebrows. But as we mature, as I'm maturing, I want thin eyebrows to go further out to get a brow lift, right? But you still need an end. Always know that I'm always going to say you still need a brow end. I don't like that samurai outlook. You want a tail. You want the ends. You just want the ends to come down but slightly out. Come down but slightly out as opposed to straight down. Then you're going this way. Anyway, so please let me know if this has helped you. Please let me know if you have thin eyebrows. And that you like your eyebrows, right? I'm letting it be okay. As long as there's balance. With the balance with thin eyebrows, you still need a little bit of makeup. Well, you don't need to, but you know, you makeup is, God created makeup so that so we can be creative and we can have fun with it as well. So I hope you're having fun with this, and I will see you guys next week.